Well, as Jacksonville tackles an affordable housing crisis and celebrates a historic drop in the murder rate, local faith leaders are hosting an annual gathering to highlight both. Joining me to tell us about it is the Reverend Adam Gray, pastor of Riverside Church, and Geneva Pittman with St. Paul AME Church. Both are executive members of the Interfaith Coalition for Action, Reconciliation, and Empowerment, or ICARE. Welcome to both of you.
Thanks, Ann. Great to
Thank you
have
for
you.
having us.
Thank you for being here. Geneva, your group, ICARE, has traditionally been focused on crime. Just last year, you were on this program expressing some concerns about the direction things were going on crime. Today, a very different perspective.
Yes, and we are very excited about it because we will be talking with our sheriff and we are going to be applauding him at our Nehemiah Assembly this year because the murder rate is 50% down compared to what it was. And this is a historic thing. So that's why we are congratulating our sheriff.
How has the dynamic affected that relationship? I know, Reverend Gray, that we've talked in the past on this program about whether the sheriff was willing to meet with the folks at ICARE, whether that was, whether he was doing enough to advance the cause of the violence interruption program to stem the murder rate, and yet a year later, you know, you all are honoring him.
Well, and we say at iCare, when we work together, great things happen. We did our listening process, talked to 800 people from all around the city. They told us that they felt like violence was a real problem. We went to the sheriff. We highlighted this. We brought it to a broad coalition of community and business leaders, began to bring it up in the community. The sheriff responded, really moved into the programs that he'd been doing before and made some changes, and it got the murder rate down by 50%, a historic change for Jacksonville. And we are so excited to honor that work that he's been doing, and most importantly, to honor the lives that we have not lost. More than 50 people didn't die in Jacksonville last year, and we are on track to do that again this year. More than 50 people will not die again in Jacksonville this year because of that work. So we're really excited. When we work together, great things happen.
I mean, that's a fascinating way to look at it in terms of people who are surviving today because they weren't murdered in the city of Jacksonville. Is it hard though to look at this as maybe something besides an anomaly? I mean, it's been the murder capital of Florida for so long, Geneva, and this is kind of the first year with this enormous decline. What are you crediting with it? Could it all be this violence intervention? What else is at work?
Well, a lot of it is because of what ICARE has done as well, because we have gotten our people together. We have staged a sit-in vigil, a prayer vigil, where people came and we prayed and we said the violence must stop, stop the shooting, and that is the sheriff and listen, and that's how we know that he listened to us
Hmm.
because of what is going on right now.
And so this decline, this record-setting decline in homicide rates, Reverend Gray, has allowed the eye care folks to kind of broaden. I don't know if it's a shift in focus, but perhaps broaden the focus to look more tactically now at things like affordable housing.
Right. Every year we do this listening process. We listen to our community. We have people from every part of Jacksonville, every city council district. We listen to people, 8 or 10 people at a time, about 800 people every year. And in this last cycle, they told us that they couldn't afford places to live, that they couldn't afford their rent. They couldn't find places to rent. They were having to move in with family or move back in with family or move their parents in because people couldn't afford a place to live. And these are not people who are traditionally homeless as you think about the homeless, people without jobs, people with severe mental health issues. These are people with jobs. These are people who are trying to do their best, who are people who have jobs like, medical assistant, people like truck drivers, people like retail workers who can't find a place to live in Jacksonville. So we are hearing the voice of our community and turning and trying to find solutions for that.
So, Geneva, this is an annual assembly, the Nehemiah Action Assembly that I Care puts on. It's this next Monday, April 7th. first of all, how can people get involved if they're interested in attending?
Just come. We are inviting them to meet us at 10325 at Abyssinia Baptist Church. That's 10325 Interstate Circle Drive, 32218. And we want them to be there to listen to what the sheriff has to say.
And the sheriff will be
The
there?
sheriff has
He will
confirmed
be
that he's
there.
coming next Monday night, a week from today at 6:45 p.m.
All right. Well, thank you, Reverend Adam Gray, Geneva Pittman. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks,
Thank you
Ann.
for having us.